Well, on the project of my choices, I went for 2 days to stay in a hotel. And I live with my family, and just to get a break, like, get my, so I can be a bit more independent, and I really enjoyed it. And then we went to dinner, and we went to pictures, and I would, if I had the chance, I would rather, if I get another chance, I want to do it again maybe.
Rose, X years old, and I'm currently in honours year doing community education at Strathclyde Uni, and just finished a fabulous placement working with people with a dementia diagnosis. And that's not an area that I had dealt with before. I've done lots and lots of community work, voluntary and paid over the years, and decided I was going to go get a bit of paper so that other people would know that I know what I'm talking about. So as part of that, my choices did for me is they sourced and funded for me to go and do training on dementia, and the information there, the training was fabulous, and the information was absolutely incredible.
When I was getting out of hospital, they took me on a home visit, but the house wasn't that accessible, so they had to move furniture, etc. about to get the wheelchair and my walker in. And then that was it. You're sent home, you're left there with nobody. But I approached GDA and they got me on the My Choices course, which gave me a PA and a sense of freedom that I didn't think I would ever get back.
I don't get out the house very much at all. If I go out the house, it's normally with my mum, and I'm getting a bit old to be, travelling along with my mum. I suffer from really bad panic attacks and depression, and I can't walk very far because I get breathless, and I've got nerve damage at the base of my spine. So I really felt quite isolated. The only person I really saw was Edith, my friend Edith.
My goals at the time were to get out the house, simple as that, and see a bit of Glasgow. We have been, we did the bus tour, we did the first aid course, which was great. Thoroughly enjoyed the first aid course. We've been to the old tenement building, which I'd never been to before. We have been to People's Palace, which the last time I was there was with my kids when they were younger. And when My Choices came along, I thought, well, that's great, because I like to go to art galleries and I like to do cultural things, and I haven't done anything like that for years. I've got out a lot more than I have in a long time. It took me out of the isolation that I was in. I felt as if my life was over, and then we started doing these things and getting out and about, and I got better and better, and here I am today, and I feel I'm a better person today. The things that I wanted to achieve out of My Choices were mostly to get my social life back. On a Saturday I go to Project Ability where I do an art course, and it's absolutely brilliant. I love going there.
I must have been to, I'd say 15, 20 gyms, all martial arts based. In every single one I went to, wouldn't let me do full contact sparring, which is what I ultimately wanted to do. Well, I got involved with the My Choices project because I was suffering from a wee bit of depression at the time, and Marianne came up to me. She said I might have the opportunity to go to a Thai boxing club, and I expected to be looked at and sort of frowned upon because of what I've got, and it couldn't be further from the truth. Everybody just one by one came up and shook your hand, and if you do something wrong they tell you, and they treat you just like anybody else. It's made me think about myself. I care about what I think of myself more rather than me caring about what other people think of me. If I'm happy within myself, why should I bother about anybody else? And that's just what it's made me realise.
Well, my choices for me was a tester for self-directed support, which I didn't realise I could get, but I wanted to have a taster of what it would be like. I chose to go shopping or the cinema to the theatre. I went bowling, I went to the bingo, I went into town. I also went to respite in Irvine at a Red Cross place for independence for 4 days, and well, in there you have your own wee flat, and it gave me the experience of what it would be like to live independently in my own house.
My name is Marissa Coulter and I've started the My Choices project. I'm doing an art project. An art teacher on the project printed out a report for me and to help me with ideas and things that I could develop on, and like she printed out pictures of Play-Doh characters and how you could make them and how to make them into a film. And we've been going about Glasgow taking photos and just having a great day out and having stuff for inspiration, like taking stuff out of magazines, things like that, having a chat about what I'm going to be doing and just walking about Glasgow, seeing what I can look at and draw and then developing it into something else. And with this, I've been able, because of the support I'm getting, I've been able to explore so many different other aspects of what I want to do in the future.
Well, it took me a wee while to figure out what I wanted to do, but eventually I came across I wanted to learn Spanish, and I've started that just now, and it's going well.
My name is Maria and I'm very happy to be here to tell you about my experiences of the My Choices. A lot of people think that it's all about having to learn something, but that's not the case. It also enables you to resolve any situation in your life so that you can move on. The important thing being you can do what you want to do, not what other people want you to do. I mean, you can either let life happen or you can make life happen, and that's what GDA did for me. They then enabled me to think of what I can do with my life, and it enabled me to say, right, well, I can come down and meet the people, and I loved that. I mean, being with other disabled people is wonderful because there's a great diversity, a wonderful spectrum of disabilities, gives you an understanding of other people's problems, and especially I think for the young. I mean, when I was a young girl, if you were disabled, I'm talking about the 50s, there was no PC correctness, you were treated abominably. You were written off, to be honest, and nobody considered doing anything for you. You were just always going to be in the system, you were always going to be a bother or a nuisance to somebody, you would always need looked after, nobody listened to what you say. And most people would love to go to places and you can't, and nobody wants to be the disabled person sitting at the back, pushed at the back, somebody fussing over you or keep telling you you're a fire hazard. As I say, this is a great thing, and I can't emphasise that enough about GDA. They give you solutions, not excuses. It's the first place and the only place that I can find that say, right, this is hellish, let's work around it. Let's see what we can do and not just quote a mantra of legislation to me and quote duty of care. And because when you're disabled, you're always afraid to say how bad things are. And that is the great thing I found about the My Choices and the GDA. This confidence they give you lets you shout from the rooftops, I am not my disability, I am me. Just because you're disabled doesn't mean you shouldn't have the same chance as other people.
Well, my name's Trisha and I learned about the GDA from my next door neighbour Marie, and from then I joined the GDA, went to lots of different classes, met a lot of different people, and it sort of changed my life because before that I never went out the door, and from then I've found I've got a lot more confidence. I'm now actually just the beginning that my choices, and me and Noreen went through Ainsley Hospital in Edinburgh, and I got assessed and went into a kind of a dummy car, and then from there into an actual car, and we drove about the hospital grounds, and from there the guy said I was quite good, so he took me out on the main roads and it was absolutely brilliant. I can't explain the feeling, it was brilliant. And poor Noreen, when he said we were going out on the road, I looked in the mirror and Noreen like
I would not be able to do what I'm doing through this project were I not sponsored by the My Choices project. I couldn't do the counselling skills course that I've just started. I wouldn't even have the glasses that are on my head at the moment if it hadn't been for this project, and that has been really life-changing for me. A smallish thing has actually made such a difference into how I engage when I am outside. I mean, it's very difficult to tell you just what a great feeling that is, and how I would not have been able to do this without the My Choices project, because these glasses are not available in the NHS.
I was trying to get these are special glasses for dyslexic, and it's Mears Island syndrome was part of the thing I got, and it was a GDA that got paid for them for me. Well, it was through a few courses I was doing, in one particular, through the GDA My Choices project, and I got glasses, I got a laptop, and I'm getting on great. They paid for a course that I'm doing in computers, and with the glasses I'm coming on great with it.
I used to be able to walk with sticks, and when I was younger I was able to jump off and on my own transport buses, but now I can't do that. I had to go into a wheelchair, so now I'm isolated, waiting on people. There's a lot of things I want to go to, but I can't go because I can't put on I can put on my coat, but I can't walk down the road. So the GDA helps me with that. To go to, I've no saw half of Glasgow till I went on to My Choice, and I loved it.
I mean, I've been blind since I was a baby, and I've never known any different. The package that I have from the self-directed support isn't adequate, so it wouldn't allow me to buy a computer or to pay for lessons. So the funding from the My Choices project is for a laptop, the MacBook Pro, and helping me get lessons.
What I liked the best was the tour bus. It's never been advertised for wheelchairs that you could go on that tour bus, and Noreen found it, and it was great going round the whole of Glasgow with that tour bus. I enjoyed all that. It's just joy getting out. I want to live while I've got a wee bit of life in me. I want to live the way I want to live, and My Choice doesn't tell you what to do, which is great. They give you a choice what to do.
My Choice is the best.